Hey, this is Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and this is SSJ Goshen 4. Her figures are over 9,000!
Hey guys, this is S Goshen 4 here, back again with a new video for you guys, and today I am talking about the most anticipated episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 47, the start of a new arc, the Future Trunks arc. That, let me tell you, this is definitely my favorite episode of Super so far. It has a different tone to it, completely different than any other episode. This saga is gonna be more serious, more dark, more action-packed. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen next. As we could just tell from this episode that it is gonna be more intense. Like all the arcs that we saw previously are more I guess a little bit lighter and has more comedy and everything, and with the sagas and even the filler episodes are all kind of like that in that tone. But when we see this new episode, it's like a completely different kind of feel. We just know that this is going to be like a serious villain, because we never really had a villain besides Frieza, if you want to say that. We never really had a serious threat, because Champa and Beerus were not really villains. They were just gods, and they weren't any serious villain. So now we actually got one, and the tone of this is just, I'm so excited. Alright, so let me just dive into the episode here. So it basically starts off with Future Trunks' timeline, and this is the Trunks that we all know from the Cell Saga. It is the same Trunks. So it's in his timeline. He's kind of running away from this shadow, this dark shadow. The beams are shooting at him, and he ends up running into this building where Bulma is at, and she's kind of working with the time machine, and she's kind of working on the fuel to make the time machine work. But she explains that she only has enough fuel to go to the past but not to come back. But she does tell Trunks that there is a way to come back, but she never really explains how, but that there is a way. She just never really goes in detail into how. So outside the building there's blasts and catastrophe going on, and while Bulma is talking to Trunks, basically the blast catches up to them and causes an explosion in the building, and she basically tells Trunks before that happens, you gotta go ahead, go to the past, and basically save the day, be the hero. You gotta make this all stop. You gotta go, don't worry about me, just go. And the blast ends up killing Bulma, and it's kind of like a sad scene. Trunks is all upset. He basically says to himself that he will get past this and he will make everything back to normal. He's saying it for himself, he's saying it for Bulma that just died, and just in general. So the setting of his timeline, it looks almost like a post-apocalyptic kind of scenery. There's no other civilization there besides Bulma, Trunks, and Mai, is what it seems like. And it seems like this was all caused by this black figure, which they refer to as Black. So after that whole thing happens, it cuts to the present timeline where we see Goku, and he's training by picking stuff from his garden, and then Piccolo shows up and he tells Piccolo to join him, and it's a kind of funny scene with them picking stuff in the garden, training that way. But then Goku finds out that Vegeta is actually training with Whis, and of course Goku wants to join, so he goes there and joins them. Then it cuts back to Trunks' timeline, and he meets up with Mai, and we can kind of see there, just from their interactions, it seems like it's a little bit more than just a friendship or companionship. It seems like it's a little bit more than that, which I don't mind. I think they're cute together. I like the pairing. I ship it. And Trunks explains to Mai everything Bulma basically told him about the fuel and how he can only go one way, but Bulma said there is a way to come back. And Mai just tells him to just go do it and go for it, and be the hero. And after that whole scene, it cuts back to present timeline, where we see Whis, Beerus, Vegeta, and Goku kind of talking about Zeno, the Omni King, and how a funny story on how there was actually 18 universes, but Omni King got so pissed one time, and he destroyed 6 of them, so it went down to 12 universes. And Whis and Beerus explained that there's no one stronger than Zeno, that he's capable of destroying anything, and that's why they shipwrecks every time they're kind of around him, or or when Goku like talks to him, like they don't want him to like say something stupid. So that was an interesting little story. So then it cuts back again one final time to Trunks' timeline, and as they're talking, the black figure catches up to them once again, and there's like no avoiding it. So Trunks decides to attack the figure with a sword. The sword breaks in half. Mai tries to even fight by shooting her gun, but she ends up dying trying, and and telling him, go do your thing. And she ends up dying, so two important characters died already, which is pretty heartbreaking for Trunks because that's like the only two people he has. So that's why he's like, I really gotta go back and I really gotta fix this and I really gotta stop this whole thing from happening. I gotta, you know, it really sets him to be like, I need to do this. Can't run away from the figure that he calls Black. You know, he sends his key, and after Mai is killed, Trunks is obviously in despair, and the black figure, the black shadow, ends up showing itself, and it's a being, a person that looks exactly like Goku, except his outfit is black, like a dark outfit. He has like almost like a turtleneck looking thing, goes up to here, you know, really cool. He looks badass, to be honest. And he has like an earring, only one earring. It looks like a Katara earring kind of, or the Negro's earring. But the episode ends with him saying, today is the day you die, Saiyan, or today is your last day, Saiyan, or, you know, something along those lines. So that's like a perfect ending. That line is a perfect ending. It's so suspenseful, makes you want to see more. That's how I feel. I can't wait till next week's episode. It is amazing to see future Trunks back, and I'm so excited to see more about this Black Goku, this evil Goku. Where did he come from? Why is he there? Like, how did that whole thing happen with him anyways? You know, I want to know. Like, I want to know. And then, of course, with the preview of the next episode, it just shows Trunks arriving to the past. He's all worn out, and they're surprised to see him because it's been so long since they've seen him. And you know who's extra surprised? Kid Trunks. He's probably like, what? To see himself, like, as an adult. So it doesn't really show too much of what's gonna happen, except, you know, Trunks arriving. He's in bed, all tired. They're trying to figure out what's going on there. Why is he back? Trunks sees himself. He's surprised. So that's really what the next preview is about. But yeah, overall, this, like I said, this episode was great. My favorite one to date. This saga is looking so awesome so far. Just with one episode, it was just epic. Like, the best episode so far. If you have not seen Super yet, I suggest you start now, because this saga is totally like serious, and I can't wait to see more. So yeah, I loved it. What you guys think about this episode? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? I really did. It's gonna be intense, and I cannot wait for more. So until my next video, guys, peace.